Welcome back, boxing fans, to another great show with Sean on Boxing. Let's have this conversation again because some people can't get past their hate, right? They're so encapsulated by hating anything that's unfamiliar that they continuously have a complete double standard. So Lomachenko's criticized because, well, he only has 4 or 5, even though Petraza wasn't listed as one of the fighters that he deserves credit for, even though that's Tank Davis's best win. So if Petraza is Tank Davis's best win, then it's obviously a great win for Lomachenko, considering Petraza is a two-weight world champion and Lomachenko beat him as a world champion. But you got Petraza, Gary Russell, Nicholas Walters, Rigo, Linares. So if you only say those 5 fighters, right? You also have Teo and Haney. And, well, you can say he lost to those fights. Those are 2 pound-for-pound caliber fighters. And Devin Haney's fight was obviously very controversial. And Devin Haney did not run that back because Golovkin gets criticized because he didn't run back 2 fights. But yet, Devin Haney didn't run back the closest fight of his career, a fight most people feel he lost. Isn't that the fight you should run back? Okay. But let's just keep those 5 fighters. And let's pull out a few fighters that get tons of credit, even though you tell me if they've done more than what Lomachenko did. First of all, you got Errol Spence, who is a 1-weight world champion, 3-belt unified. Yes, Lomachenko also was 3-belt unified. And on top of that, he's a 3-weight world champion. So not only was he 3-belt unified at lightweight, the same as Spence was at welterweight, he also won divisions, 2 other divisions in the process, right? You can also bring in Andre Ward. Andre Ward was a 3-belt unified champion at 168. Then he became 3-belt unified at 175, right? 2-weight world champion, unified in both divisions. Great things. Not one of these 3 fighters was able to become undisputed. Errol Spence got knocked out in the process, and Lomachenko got robbed. And then the other fight with Teo, people wouldn't have given him credit as undisputed anyway because Devin Haney held the baby belt. So even if he did beat Lopez, people would still be fucking crying, moaning, and kicking, taking away the opportunity for him to be undisputed, even though he was fighting Teo for undisputed. But okay. And then, of course, Ward had 2 opportunities to try to become undisputed, but ducked both of those. Could have fought Bute to become undisputed at 168, never did it. Could have fought my man Stevenson, Adonis Stevenson, at 175 and became undisputed in that division. Didn't do it, right? So let's think about the 5 best wins on Errol Spence's resume. So you think about his 5 best wins, you got to say Sean Porter. I guess you got to say Mikey Garcia. You got to say Danny Garcia. You got to say Ugas. And then what's his 5th best win? I'm sure there's somebody there. I just can't recall off the top of my head. But I'm sure people will leave it in the comment section below. But like, people literally will go to war to defend Errol Spence as pound for pound and future Hall of Famer. But yet they will criticize and hate on Lomachenko and try to find reasons why he's not a Hall of Famer. Lomachenko, who's also a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Errol Spence, if I remember, never won a medal in the Olympics. He was in the Olympics, didn't win any medals. Andre Ward, at least he won a gold medal 1 time in the Olympics, and obviously unified in 2 divisions, so better than Errol Spence. His best wins: Kessler, Froch, Kovalev, Dawson, and then number 5. Again, I'm sure there's somebody on the list. I'm just trying to think, who is it? Didn't he beat? Did he fight Arthur Abraham? Did he beat Arthur Abraham in the Super 6? If he did, okay, there's number 5. So literally, you have 3 fighters who probably have 5 quality wins on their resumes. All 3 of them. One of them is only a 1-weight unified champion. One is a 1-weight unified champion and a 3-weight champion. One is a 2-weight unified champion. One is a two-time Olympic gold medalist. One is a one-time Olympic gold medalist. The other one was in the Olympics and didn't win a medal. The irony is the two black guys would totally be defended as future Hall of Famers. One of them is a Hall of Famer, Andre Ward. And the other one, people defend him being a Hall of Famer. But yet these same people that look like Andre Ward and look like Errol Spence, they don't want to give the guy that doesn't look like them the same credit that they're giving these two fighters. Even though I showed you that equally, similarly, these guys all had about 5 top fighters on their resumes. And obviously, if you're not going to count accomplishments and achievements, well then, you just look at that. But if you look at accomplishments and achievements, then obviously Lomachenko has accomplished and achieved more than both Ward and Errol Spence. Ward being number 2, Errol Spence coming in last at number 3. But yet, this is a controversial take to some people. Even though I don't know how you could say it's controversial, I'm being more than fair and telling you the facts. This is not my opinion. These are the facts. These are their 5 best wins. These are what they've accomplished. The only problem with it is how some people interpret it based on the color of their skin.